Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I like to style a silk scarf, and I'm going to be sharing with you how I style it with this 90 by 90 silk scarf that I recently shared with you on my channel. I do have another video on my channel on how I style oversized shawls, so I'll link that up here if you're interested in seeing that. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here. All I'm trying to do is really make these looks very wearable and easy and really elevate your outfit without looking like a flight attendant or looking like you're doing cosplay from like a 1950s movie. I'm not trying to make things complicated by saying, hey, you need to loop it here and tie it here. And that's just too much for me, and I'm never going to remember it on an everyday basis. I find the smaller ones a little bit trickier. So most of the looks that I'm going to share with you in this video are a 90 by 90 centimeter square scarf. There's going to be one where I show you with a more oversized square scarf, and that'll be at the end. So let's get started on the first one. Okay, so the first obvious way of wearing a scarf is the way I'm wearing it now over this blouse, which is just folding it into a half triangle and then draping it over your shoulders and securing it. You could either knot it and tie it twice so it stays, or you can use a ring. And I have a scarf ring that I got from a vintage flea market in Portobello Road in London a few years ago, and so that's how I'm keeping it secure. Now, I love this particular scarf because it really just brightens up the entire outfit. Now, my tip here is when you fold the scarf in a half triangle, make sure that the tag is in the back. Also, make sure that you're not folding it in half so that the triangle tips meet exactly. You want it to be overlapped a little bit on the top so that when you're moving throughout the day, the scarf moves, obviously. It doesn't shimmy out in a way where you've got like the two corners coming out and looking very messy in the back. So this is just a clean triangle. There's nothing sticking out on the underside because I've overlapped it with the other corners. So do you see what I mean? I can't see what I'm showing you, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. So that's how you keep the back looking clean. But again, you can just knot it, tie it, whatever, or secure it with a ring and you're good to go. Okay, so this is one of my favorite ways of wearing this scarf. So this is a 90 by 90, and what I've done is just folded it in a triangle, and I made sure that the corners don't line up perfectly. I want it to overlap on one side so that the longer side is facing the outside when it's on my back, because over time it will move and it might adjust, and if it does that, then it's going to show the unevenness, so you want that to be hidden before you place it on your shoulders. I buttoned up my shirt all the way because I don't want the scarf to collapse my collar, and this just keeps everything a bit more clean. And I draped it over my shoulders like so, and I'm just going to bunch it a little bit more so it's just over the shoulders. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one side a bit longer than the other so it's uneven in length before I start tying it. And then I'm going to tie it like a regular bow, except I'm just going to do a single bow, not a double. So I'm just wrapping it like I'm going to tie a bow, and I'm just pulling this all the way through so that it's a half bow. See what I did there? And then, like with anything, you just want to adjust it. But I like how it kind of lays on the diagonal like that. And then this pulls up a little bit more over your shoulders naturally when you do that tie. But this is such a chic and beautiful way of wearing it. And I feel like it doesn't look like a flight attendant. It's just a really nice accessory to an outfit. I don't mind that there is pattern on my blouse because it doesn't compete with the bold print on the scarf. I find having a little bit of a slight pattern on my shirt just kind of makes everything a little bit more elevated and a little bit less flat. It just brings everything to life. You can make this bow as tight or as loose as you want. I kind of like it semi-loose so it doesn't choke me and it doesn't feel like it's all up in my face, but this is such a beautiful way of wearing a scarf. The next easy way of how I like to wear this scarf is I just folded it in half through the corners again, and then I rolled it up nicely into a neat scarf like this. I put it around my neck, and I'm wearing a blazer for this because I feel like this is making this part a little bit more interesting and drawing a little bit of attention to it through a scarf. So again, I'm taking one side, making it a little bit longer than the other, and I'm going to make a loop like that, and pull this through, and then pull this through. So you're essentially making a scarf. You're essentially making a tie, and I would just tuck this into the blazer, and you can adjust it. So you can adjust it to however low or high you want the knot. I like it kind of low because I still want to draw a little bit of attention here and show a little bit more skin, but I love how the colors kind of burst out and really make this blazer a little bit more interesting. I mean, there's a lot going on with this blazer anyway, because it's like a very cool denim blazer with some lace here, and I love that detail. But this definitely adds a little bit more to the whole look. So this is the finished look. Very easy. The next way I'm going to show you to wear this scarf is I'm just wearing it with a sweater, and it buttons all the way down, and it's a cable knit with a crew neck. And this is one of my favorite ways of wearing this scarf. So what I've done here is I folded this scarf in a half triangle, and then I rolled it up in a kind of thin way. And I'm going to put this around my neck. So hold on while I put the mic down. So I have it around my neck, and I want it to stay. So let me unbutton this first to give me a little bit more play. The reason I like this is because it looks like I'm wearing a collared shirt underneath my sweater. So it kind of looks like a layered look, even though it's not, and it's without the bulk, obviously, because there's no shirt underneath or sleeve. So to keep this in place, I have a vintage scarf ring that I bought from a flea market at Portobello Road Market in London. So I'm just going to slip this ring into the scarf to help keep it in place. You could do this with like an oversized cocktail ring if you want, and slip both tails through the ring. Now this has like a little decoration on it. I'm not going to show that, so I'm just going to tuck it underneath. In some cases, if you want to show the ring when it's not tucked in, then that makes sense, but I don't really care about the design in this instance. And I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to kind of choke it up here. I'm going to button this back up. But I just really love how this kind of peeks out like that. You can make it as flat or as puffy as you want. And I kind of like it somewhere in the middle, but this is such a beautiful way of wearing the scarf because it really does feel like you've got a really nice collar sticking out, you've got a little punch of color, and against this cable knit, it just really makes it fun and playful. So that's a super easy way of styling your scarf. It looks like a collar without the bulk, but it just really adds something special to the outfit. It's like a really nice way of saying something without saying anything to the outfit. So it's just a really nice styling trick. So this is a cardigan by Gucci with a lot of logos, and it's got some gold trim on it, and it's seemingly very statement. I agree. However, I do find it kind of boring, and I think it's not the pattern. I think it's just because this V-neck on the cardigan, and I don't feel like I'm really a V-neck cardigan person. I just feel like there's something very flat and boring about this, even though it's very loud and logo-y. So it's always been a sweater that I've kind of struggled with, and I did experiment a little bit, and I don't know if this is going to be controversial, but I'm not one to shy away from patterns and mixing patterns with patterns. So this might be hit or miss, but it doesn't have to be patterned cardigan. You can swap this out for another kind of V-neck so you get what I mean, but it's still the same idea. but I am using it with this. Anyway, so what I've done here is I folded the scarf in half again in a triangle. I'm gonna fold it from the bottom going up, so the triangle point, and then fold it going upwards so that it keeps all the folds clean, but I'm gonna fold it a little bit fat. And by fat, I mean like wider. So the other folds I've done or rolls I've done were a bit skinnier. This is gonna be fatter, and I'll show you what I mean. So this is like twice as wide as what I had previously been doing. I'm gonna put this around my neck again. So you're gonna wanna keep this nice and neat. And this is literally just gonna be a one loop tie to keep it nice and clean. And I wanna see a nice square in the front. So I've done just one loop over, so it kind of looks like this. And because it's a V-neck, I'm gonna tuck it in here. And I'm kind of gonna let this stick out, but I'm bringing this down a little bit more, and I'm gonna bulk it out a bit more so there's a little bit more dimension to the outfit. But I just really love this because I feel like the colors go really well together. As I said, I'm not afraid to mix colors and patterns together, and I feel like this kind of makes the whole outfit a lot more interesting, a lot more, I don't know, it just has a lot more dimension, whereas before it looked really flat. So this is kind of the before and after, and I'll just show you the vibe. What I don't want to do is I don't want to complicate how to wear a scarf, because the more complicated it is, the less I'm going to wear it. And what I'm really just trying to do is accentuate my outfits with these scarves. So for this one, I'm going to show you with a different scarf because this one's a bit longer and larger in length. I've folded it into a half triangle again. Once again, I want to make sure the tags are on the bottom of the scarf of the triangle so that when I'm tying things on the corners here, that it doesn't get in my way and it's not in my face. So you want it on the bottom, and you want it overlapped a little bit again, so that when you drape it on the front this way, and if it moves and you don't see the misalignment of the corners, and it looks a little bit messier. So this is like a super easy way of wearing the scarf. And I'm showing you this because I love wearing it over a coat. You can wear any kind of wool coat, does not matter. I'm showing it to you against this white one because it's a lot easier to see the colors. But you're basically going to do this like very messy cowboy bib style thing, but you're not going to be too precious about it, and you're just literally doing this, and you want to see the tie in the front. I love that because it just feels very effortless, and it just feels like you threw it on and you didn't think too much about it, and you can obviously play with it a bit. But this is such a nice way of accessorizing your outerwear. And I just like how you just go psh, and you're done. This is such an easy way of accessorizing your outerwear and just brightening things up. So this is mainly for, like, if you used a 90 by 90, it would be a lot different in the look. It doesn't look as effortless, but this, because it's probably about twice the size of the 90 by 90, I just really love how easy this is and very on the go. Keeps you warm, but it's very much a styled look, and it's not stuffy or anything like that. It feels very natural, and it's just a different way of wearing a scarf without wearing like a wool winter traditional scarf, if you know what I mean. This is a much more styled way of doing it. So there you go. That was all the ways that I like to style my square scarf. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it really easy to follow. The trick here is keep it simple. The more you complicate how to tie things and how to maneuver and, rejigger things, it becomes just a little bit more of a hassle and just another barrier of, you wanting to do it. The main point of this video is I really wanted to make all these looks very easy, very wearable, and very current, and also reflect reflect my personal style in a way that didn't feel like I was a flight attendant or that I was, cosplaying into a totally different era that doesn't reflect my style. So I just wanted to make all these ideas very easy, very wearable, so that you too can play with your scarf. I know a lot of us might have these beautiful scarves with different patterns and colorways that might be sitting in our drawers that we're not really wearing, but this is such an easy way to elevate your outfit and just brighten things up. So that was my main point here. So hopefully this inspired you to whip out some of your silk scarves and style them in ways that ring true to your personal style. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Which one was your favorite look? Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you gave it the thumbs up. That really helps my small channel out. And if you want to watch any of my videos, you can click on them here, and I will see you next time.